Hello, my fellow adventurers! This is Mloentje, and welcome back to Throne and Liberty. Guys, sometimes I do not read further than my nose is long. Sometimes I'm just an idiot. It's a fact. And for the past week, I've been wondering, how the hell are we changing our passive skills on our weapons, on our heroic weapons, armor, and jewelry, guys? Because I kind of want to implement in the update for my build. I kind of want to implement Galantia's Touch, guys. And I had like hit chance and magic hit chance as the passive skills instead of the range and the heavy attack chance that I have on my gloves right now. And I was like, how the hell do I change that? Because before it was with like, we had the sync system. And next to the sync system, we could adjust those traits, right? And I was like, okay, then they changed the two traits. And I was like, no, it's not in here. It's only for the traits that we can implement, but not the passives, like the actual dexterity, attack speed, range, perception, and heavy attack chance, right? We can change 3 of those. I'm swapping them. No, it's still for your traits that you can upgrade. I was like, where the hell? Don't tell me they removed it. And we now need to have a drop that drops perfectly. But there was a symbol in front of it. And that symbol was like, okay, I think we can still change him. So I looked on Google. I asked Google, like, how do we... Even Google didn't know, guys. So today at work, I was like, a buddy of mine that also plays the game is in the guild with me, Andre, and I work together with him. Was like, Andre, I got a question, and it might sound stupid. And he's like, yeah, shoot, man. I was like, how the hell do I change my passive skills on my heroics? And he's like, you know that skill core extraction device there next to the raid portal? I'm like, yeah, go look at that one. So I just came here. I looked at this one. Stats conversion, guys. So I didn't know. And I presume if I didn't know, there's going to be other people that do not know. So by this means, I'm kind of informing you and myself that it is still possible to change your passive stats on your weapons, on your gloves, and mostly like everybody's got, like I picked the fists, the heroic fists from the chest. Not the best choice. I was better off actually picking another wand, but hey, that's my foolish choice that I made. I played with it. I don't really enjoy it, the melee side of it. But yeah, I had to test it before I knew. But anyway, guys, everybody's got like an heroic weapon chest. Soon enough, we're gonna get a chest for heroic armor. So if you look at the weekly... No, not the weekly login check-in. So armor chest, guys, selection chest for your jewelry. It's not gonna have the stats that you need. Come to the Mafrion Recombiner, and you can actually still change the stats. Like if I need to drop this ring with strength, perception, and wisdom, it's gonna take me 100 drops, guys, before I even probably get close to being able to get these stats, like, perfectly correctly on my ring. So, yeah, really nice that we can still change, guys. What do you need? You need a stat conversion book. So, let's see where we can actually get those. It is the All Things Workshop. So, accessory crafter, weapon crafter, armor crafter. So, any crafter that has something to do with weapons or armor or jewelry. And then also the All Things Workshop that we can find in different locations. I also have the Vinci, so I can do my crafter here. And then if you look at miscellaneous and we go to materials and we scroll down, we can see here stat conversion book. You're gonna need 400 conversion stones. You're gonna need 30 entropy shards and 250 chaos prisms, guys. So it is kind of expensive not to craft them. I think this is the cheapest thing in here. 121,000 is really cheap, guys. So you can craft one, and then after you craft it, you come here, stat conversion. I don't think I actually need any more changes on the gear I have right now. Mana cost, fortitude, strength. Might actually need... No, this is PvP wise, so kind of need the fortitude on that one. Yeah, I don't think I need any change, guys, but this is how you can do it. So before, I actually changed the range because like I said, I had hit chance and then magic hit chance. Magic hit chance here and hit chance here. I wanted the range and the heavy attack chance. So make the scrolls pretty cheap. It is 2.4 million, guys, to converse the stat. So that is still pretty expensive. Now, extracting has a change as well Before, we could only extract from tier 2 and tier 3 weapons. Now, you can extract the weapon perks of every weapon in the game. Even the tier 1 weapons that, like in tier 1, I know there was like a shield that had, I think, a stun on any type of rush that you would do. Like if you would sprint further and push somebody against, like you could do a stun with it. And that was tier 1. And a lot of people, when the actual heroics came in, they could not implement that skill on their actual heroic shields. Because it was a tier 1. Right now in the game, you can extract every weapon core out of every weapon and use it on your heroics, guys. So that's a really, really nice change as well. And then Imprint, guys. We right now can implement, we can still implement our weapon. This one is locked equipment. But yeah, you can still do imprint. So if I would go exit and then to, let's grab this one for now. And then let's unlock this one. No, I said no. I'm screwing up. I said unlock this one. Go here, imprint. I can still now get a trait from a weapon and implement that on this. You cannot implement the skill cores, guys. Skill cores can only be implemented on armor and jewelry. Weapon cores can be implemented on weapons. Skill cores can be on the armor and the weapons. So only on the rings and on the boots, or only on the ring and the actual hands, depending on which one you have equipped. Because you can only equip one jewelry, legendary or heroic, and one heroic armor piece, right? So yeah, new skill cores, guys. These skill cores can change your build so freakishly much, guys. Where can you actually get them? Well, one of the means is for the co-op dungeons, guys. So if you look at the co-op dungeons, you can see here that there is now a bunch of new skill cores. For instance, we got the flash one here. When hitting a monster with a greatsword active skill to stun or shock it, it decreases the cooldown by 0.8 seconds. When hitting a mob with devastating tornado or ice tornado, decreases the devastating smash cooldown by 0.2 seconds. Increases PvP damage taken by 100%, decreases PvP damage dealt by 90%. So there are some caveats to some of these skills, guys. Fatal Stigma deals PvP damage if the target's health is 10% or lower, instantly kills the damaged targets. So if you hit somebody with Fatal Stigma and he's below 10%, it's an insta-kill. Always. No matter how much damage your Fatal Stigma does in PvP. That is a changer in your setup and how you are gonna play the game, guys. And that is a perk you place on your armor. So there are perks on armor and jewelry that will increase your skills on top of the skill core you can implement on your weapon. So that is a massive change, guys, to the actual game. There is a bunch of them. I think there is like 55. If we look at the measure of Frostbreath Cave, we also have skill cores here. The Hellfire Crucible, got skill cores over here. Deadless Queen Lair, skill cores. I don't think, yeah, these don't have loot tables anymore or chests to open. So we don't have those from there. The actual bosses, so if we would look at the time table, and we go here, and we would go look at Manticus. And we would look at the loot table. And let's see what we can find in the actual chest, preview chest. Skill cores, guys. A bunch of skill cores in here. Now, if we go look at why am I thinking that there's like 55 in the game. If we summon our crafter again, and we go to miscellaneous, and we got skill cores. You can see we can craft a bunch of skill cores here. Devon Bombardment, and we got the Devon Desperate Trap. But we can also craft, if we go down, a resin flower, guys. Now, what does the resin flower do? You need resin cores for that. Resin cores you can acquire by hunting. So, defeating all of the bosses, guys. As you can see, the boss in Scar of Sacrifice in Nyx. Nyx Still Reach. Thumbgear's Hollow Nyx. Entropic Nyx. But if we go down, you can see the Ursula Field. The giant gobbling butcher, guys, in Laslan. We can see the the Queen Blood Spider, the boss that roams in Carmine Forest. The elite that roam in Carmine Forest. So those drop cores as well, guys. Where else can we? System, guys. And this is how I got my 24 resin, is by actually dissolving cores that you are not using. So you will be getting duplicates of skill cores. But yeah, if we look at all the skill cores that we can actually craft with resin flower, you can see here plus 110, guys. It's a chance-based reward. It's basically a chest, a resin flower. It's basically a chest where 110 cores are in. Now we can see here, skill core, absolute zero. There's actually 2 absolute zeros in here. There's 2 aftershocks in here, 2 barrier crushes. So if we go down the list, you can see that there's 2 of everything. Meaning, it says 110, but that means if there's 2 of everything, that means, for me at least, that's what I'm thinking, there's gonna be 55 total skill cores that you can get, different skill cores that you can get from this resin flower. Also making me think that there is 55 different skill cores in the game right now. So yeah, that is really cool addition. And I kind of wanted to like talk about the skill cores anyway. And while, like I said, while I was a little bit stupid, not really knowing that I could actually change my passives. Thank you, Andre, by the way, for telling me. Else I probably never would have been able to change them. Well, maybe at one point, but yeah, like I said, guys, I didn't know. And if I don't know, I only presume that there's gonna be other people like me that still didn't know. And by this means, I actually wanted to talk to you about how you can change those heroic traits. And then also the other means that you now want to actually invest, like roaming bosses, guys. Go to the roaming bosses, try to get all the skill cores. Your build is definitely going to change and going to improve once you implement those skill cores. I'm going to wrap up this episode here, guys. If you want to see more of my skill core, my progression here in Throne of Liberty, or my quest progression, my let's play, or, well, me trying to figure out how the game actually works, like in this episode, or you want to see any other game that I might be playing on my channel, guys, just hit that subscribe button. It would always help out a lot. I do hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.